What do you mean?
I want to keep this because I want to add it in a piece of art.
Oh, okay. So when I cut it, you want to keep it. Oh, okay. I was like, you just want to keep a long strip of hair. What's going on, Faded Culture? We're back with yet another tutorial. Today we got a beautiful transformation. I hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into it. As per usual, guys, all the steps and tools that we use in this tutorial will be in the description down below, so feel free to check them out that way. We're gonna go ahead and start by parting out our profile section, which is about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of width. And this is gonna determine our length, of course, grabbing my Faded Culture shears. Here we're gonna determine our length, and once we do that, as we move our way back, you're gonna wanna grab a section of the previous cut section along with a new section to use it as a running guide, and just keep working your way back. If you're having difficulty parting the hair, it's probably because you didn't wet it enough. So if you need to pull out the water hose, then go ahead and do so. And once you're done with your profile section, go ahead and re-damp the hair. So now I'm going to create horizontal sections starting from the back, and of course using that profile section that we just cut as my guide. And one thing that I must add when it comes to sectioning is that you have to comb the hair into the direction that you are sectioning. It's going to make it that much easier. And the smaller your horizontal sections are, the less cross-check work that you're going to have to do. So now again, just reparting that profile section down the middle, combing the hair to the left because I'm going to grab horizontal sections now on this side. Again, just using that profile section as my guide. Super simple technique. I always highly recommend to use the profile technique if you haven't already. And this is the strip of hair that she wanted to keep. Like she mentioned in the intro, she had an idea to put this piece of hair in one of her art pieces. Gio is an amazing artist here, guys, in San Antonio, Texas. I will leave her Instagram link down below in case you want to check her out. So now we're going to go ahead and start by debulking the sides. Using my one guard and just clipper over combing a lot, just attacking it, going at it. We're trying to clean up the canvas as much as possible because as requested, we are going to do a 1 on the sides, and we're going to take that all the way up to the length that we did on top. So now I got my one guard, and we're going to go ahead and start with that lever fully open. And I'm going to slightly drop it as we approach the back of the ear and staying right under the occipital bone. And always work with the clean canvas, guys, especially if you're just starting out. Keep that in mind to clean the canvas as much as possible. You never want to be struggling with the fade and then just have a messy haircut. It's going to make your life that much more frustrating. And now we're going to go up in numerical order. We have the 1.5 guard here. Taking it up about a finger's width or so. Now we're going to go ahead and slap on that number 2 guard and just repeat that same process. And when it comes to anything above the 1.5 guard, which is 2 and above, I like to exaggerate that flick out motion and always keep a comb on my opposite hand to help restructure the hair after every few strokes. So we're going to go ahead and continue the process with the number 3 guard, and the lever is going to stay in that open position. And finally, the number 4 guard. Again, lever stays open, and no matter how long the hair is on top, the highest guard that I always use on the sides to blend is the number 4. From here, I would just do anything clipper over comb or shears over comb. But as you can see, it pretty much blended up for the most part. We're just gonna go ahead and clean it up a little bit using clipper over comb. We are left with a little bit of weight in that parietal and crown area, but we'll get to that in a second as we'll finish off the fade. We basically only have one guideline to get rid of, and we're going to use the same process that we used to create that line to remove it, but now we're just going to come in with using mainly the corners of the clipper. So I do have my one guard in that lever open position, and as you can see, it pretty much removed it without having to create another one. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that bulk that I was talking about using the Faded Culture thinning shears, which they do come in a set. If you're interested, you can check them out at fadedculture.com. It's the 6-inch shear, comes with the 6-inch thinning shears. And as you can see, I'm just grabbing the tips of the hair just to soften it up so it blends right in. And we're pretty much done with the fade. Of course, what you do on one side, you got to repeat on the other. But from here, I'm just going to go ahead and soften up that neckline. I did slap on the half guard in that lever fully open position. And then I'm just going to go ahead and close it. And then from here, just grabbing my one guard again, just in that fully open position, and then close it. Super easy, just finishing it off with my trimmer. And of course the trimmers do create a soft line, so go ahead and remove that with the clipper, lever completely closed. Now that we're done with that, go ahead and get your trimmers and clean up all around the ear. And to finish it off, we're gonna soften up the tips and adding a little bit of texture. As you can see, I'm coming in real narrow with the texture. I don't want deep cuts. Adding the finishing touches to the haircut. And a good tip that I have when it comes to designs is always just put it into the head very lightly, and then come back and refine it and widen up the lines as much as you need to. Adding a little bit of our shave gel. And go ahead and start cleaning up all around the ear, which is very important. I see a lot of beginner barbers that do not use the blade around the ear. Of course, it does take practice, but once you start getting your reps in, it is important that you do so. It makes your haircuts pop that much more with the details. Always using your opposite hand to help stretch out that skin. Wetting the top so I could then apply the product all the way down to the grain. We're gonna go ahead and use our Faded Culture matte clay and blow dry it all the way in. And finishing it off with a little bit of our texture powder on top. And here are some before and after, guys. I really do hope y'all enjoyed this transformation. I had a lot of fun doing it. Again, thank you so much, Gio, for trusting me with your hair. We did drop a taper fade tutorial on this channel last week in case y'all want to stick around. We also have a bunch of other tutorials on the channel. As always, guys, my name is Adrian Barone. This is Faded Culture, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.